Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab your libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink, and let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come. Hola. From the west side. Yeah, that was King David brought us in. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. A few more days till the holiday weekend. Got a few things that we want to talk about tonight. I'm fanning myself right now, so just give me a second, y'all. It's very warm. I'm sure you can hear it. Whew. But I think it's me having a personal summer because I've turned the air on. But I think, air has a little thing. Hey, Angel. All right, so I'm gonna come on camera. It is hot. So, got my hair kind of pulled back. So, I want to talk about a couple of things. The first thing that I have got to talk about is the handing down of the first R. Kelly sentencing. If you haven't heard, R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years, which is like life because he's 50-something now. So he would be 80-something if he gets no more, sentences. But now he's off, of course he's going through the appeal process with the federal courts. But now he's off to face charges in other courts. He's going to be going to the Midwest. I believe he has some charges that are in California. And I believe he has some charges in the state of Georgia. So I believe that by the time they're finished with all of this, he is going to have charges for years that are going to last his lifetime. Mm-hmm. I think that's what's going to happen. And, it couldn't happen to a better guy. because he did this to himself. He did this to himself. He thought he was invincible. And, you know, we have to think about the young, impressionable women whose lives will never be the same because he came around them before they were even fully adults. Okay? So, you know, I've disclosed this once before on multiple occasions, but back in the day, today I am drinking some strawberry lemonade in my cup. And I'm talking about back when I was in my 20s, which means Robert was also in his 20s. And he was part of public announcement at this time. And he was talking to a young lady in California that was not 18. And I know she was talking to him because she called him by his given name. She didn't call him R. Kelly because, first of all, he wasn't R. Kelly at this time. You know, he was just a member of public announcement. So she called him. Who is Nightbot? Oh, Nisa, I'm sorry about that. What did Nightbot try to delete? Let me see. I'll fix that. I have to. Yeah. Nightbot doesn't like more than 3 emojis. Sorry about that. You only got, I think he timed, Nightbot, I think times you out. Sorry about that, sis. Thank you for coming in. Sorry. So, Robert, at this time, as I said, already had a liking for young ladies. Now, the young lady that I knew that he was dealing with was under age 18, but she was technically of the age of consent in, I guess, this state. I guess if you're 17, you're old enough. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. She wasn't 18. Okay. And he was over 18. He was in his 20s. He wasn't 25 yet, though. This is when he was like, what, 22, around 21, 22. So it wasn't as much, he was just in his 20s. Okay. He was dating this young lady out here in California. She was among his women, I guess, because, as we now know. So I'm gonna try to say this without, saying anything that might get my video demonetized, because we do want to monetize this video because we have multiple things to talk about. So this was before, baby girl. This is before baby girl. And that's what I'm going to call her, baby girl. Okay? So before he was producing or any of that stuff. Again, he was still part of public announcement. But this was around the time where they made the distinction to it being, he was beginning to transition, and it became R. Kelly and public announcements, within, a couple of years of this. So, and then, eventually he left public announcement and was out there on his own. And, a couple of years later, he encountered Baby Girl. And we know what happened with Baby Girl. Baby Girl was Jane Doe #1. Mm-hmm. And so we will say that she, that vengeance has come in regards to what happened to her when she was underage. With Mr. Robert Short Eyes Kelly. It's going to be very interesting for him because y'all do know that they're not going to be able to put him in general population. He's probably going to have to go into isolation. I don't know if he's going to be able to handle it. And let me start off by saying, let me just say this. We are all, sad about what happened to him when he was a child. But there are many people who had something happen to them when they were a child that do not turn around and do the same thing to somebody else. They don't do that. And he had handlers who clearly couldn't handle him, and he had enablers. And I personally think there are more people who need to go to prison behind this entire situation. Mm-hmm. I do. And his attorney needs to look at the situation of what just happened with that young lady who just was finding women, finding the girls. 20 years. Hey, 1SP. So, and somebody said something that I think really hit the nail on the head in regards to this. R. Kelly was given a gift, and he misused that gift. The gift that he had an anointing on it, and he dishonored that anointing. And I'm not talking about him singing secular music. That's not even what it's about. There's plenty of people who have anointed voices that are not necessarily singing gospel. What I'm saying is that he used the gift that God gave him in order to do his dirt. Mm-hmm. So, now, he has to pay. He has to pay for what he's done. He has to pay for what he's done. Or am I buffering? Let me see. I can hear it good on my side. No. Check your connection, 1SP.
Yeah, I can hear it. I don't hear any buffering because I'm actually listening. You know, see, I'm in the chat too. Here I am. Okay, take that upstairs, son. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me put this on mute for a second. Hey, y'all. Alright. Yeah, my son is getting a call from his father, and you know, I'm not having him just stand right here by me and do that speakerphone call while I'm on live. Like, no. So yeah, I had to tell him to take his conversation upstairs. You know, hopefully, you know, his phone freaking ringing doesn't come up. It's like, you know, YouTube sees that as a copyright thing. Lord. I still have one live stream where they're claiming that I was playing something that I wasn't playing. So I got to figure out how to either mute it or edit that portion out. So I got to figure it out. Because we don't like having any yellows or any reds. We like to see all green. Hey, Six Figure Days. So Robert is going to be going to jail for quite some time. You know, this is something that has been, you know, has been going on with this man since the very beginning of his career. And we don't know if it was going on before that. You know, we don't know if, you know, as soon as he stopped being a victim that he became the predator. We don't know. We know it started early in his it started in his early 20s. I know that because I know one of his, you know, former girlfriend. She called herself his girlfriend. She's 17. He was 21, 22. You know, she was still a child in my opinion, but you know what? And then after that, you know, we know what he did. They don't have to talk about it. You know, and my personal opinion is that baby girl's parents shouldn't be walking around, well, parent, because her father is deceased now. So parent shouldn't just be walking around here free because, you know, mom knows something of what was going on. It's that part. Do not time her out no more. Stop it. Lisa, let me fix that. Oh, I'm not gonna let you. Okay, let me see. Okay, you good now, Lisa. All right, so anyway, as I was saying, Robert has more trials. But one thing I do hope that, you know, he does do while he's serving time, he needs to learn how to read. He needs to learn how to read. He needs to stop being a functional illiterate. Yeah. And yes, baby girl's parent is not the only parent that needs to be there. You know, those two girls who were the circle at the end, their parents need to have their asses whipped, and they need to go on trial as well. Especially that one little girl's quote unquote father, who we found out is not actually her biological father. Yeah, Angelo is not Ariel's actual father. Did y'all know that? He's not her dad in real life. Now, he's the one who raised her, but he's not her biological. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna see what's going. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen in the rest of these cases. But what I can't believe is that there are actually women out here still defending this man. Like, I'm sorry. Are we going to forget the fact that this man was married to someone allegedly that was not 18 years old? Are we just going to forget that happened? And that said individual was allegedly with child? Are we going to forget that part? Oh, you're welcome, Nisa. Are we going to forget that part? And see, I have a hard time listening to Mr. Kelly's music, and I love his music, but I have a problem with it. And one of my son's favorite songs is I Believe I Can Fly. He loves that daggone song. Still wants to sing that daggone song at karaoke. And I'm conflicted because the person who wrote that song and sings that song is a freaking predator. Mm-hmm. Oh, did y'all hear that he is now openly bisexual? Did y'all hear that? So now he's part of the community? As he's going into sentences. And somehow this freaking man is engaged. Some foolish woman has decided to stand by this man's side. What the F is going on? What is wrong with y'all? Head exam. Because I promise you, when that man goes to prison, he's going to get baptized in a special way. He's going to be somebody's special friend. Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen. Because the one thing that is for sure is that men behind bars, the people who they detest the most, are short eyes. Mm-hmm. Short eyes. Mm-hmm. And that's what Robert Short Eyes Kelly is. Mm-hmm. There's a movie about a short eyes person. It's called Short Eyes. It was done back in, when was that done? I think it was done like back in the 70s. But see, right now I can say that word, but I can't say the other word. So that's the old version of what he is. We all know. Mm-hmm. O. Lester. Yeah. That'd be him. So we'll just call him Short Eyes. That's his name. Let's see what you guys are saying. That's right. That's right. That man is not her biological father. And here's the kicker. She didn't know he wasn't her biological father. How do you not tell somebody some information as critical as that? He knew he wasn't her biological father. But I still think that there's some other people, some of these parents that need to go to jail too. They're just as culpable for what happened to their daughter. Now, those older women that were involved in this stuff, well, and his ex-wife, because in my opinion, you knew something about what was going on. And if you were, quote unquote, one of his victims too, why were you still there? Why were you still there? Why were you still there? I'm just saying. What took you so long to leave? Because you have children with this man. Some of whom are daughters. Now, people always wondered about his, preference, not necessarily, being a straight one. I guess, we're at the end, so I guess he figures, come on out with that part too, huh? Let us know for sure. I don't know. But moving right along to my next one, because this one is just hilarious. So there is a certain baby mama who videotaped one of her baby daddies bringing food for his child and trying to virtually and publicly shame him because he didn't bring food for her other children by other men. And she hadn't got her food stamps. She didn't have her money yet. Okay. So now, let's ponder that. Now, back in the old days, you would have men that, would do that, if they were in a relationship with you. And you had other kids, and they had a child with you, then yeah, they would, do for the other children, or would attempt to. But you expecting a man that you are not with to get food for not only his child, but for your other children, because your raggedy ass don't know how to budget your food stamps and welfare check. Now, if you've got 4 children, with this, you know what you said, in most states, that's like you're getting at least $800 a month in food stamps. And if you're getting $800 a month in food stamps, then you should be able to feed all 4 children. I mean, you should be able to feed all 4 children. Oh, but wait a minute. Maybe she don't know how to cook. Maybe she don't know how to cook, y'all. Hey, Zero. Maybe she don't know how to cook. So, make this make sense to me. Now, number one, clearly this young man should have chose better. And shouts out to Jovi Beauty and to Couture Bay, who have already taken this subject on and broken it down in a million pieces earlier today. But let's think about this. Why the hell would he get with the woman that got several children by multiple men and decide to squirt? And decide to not wrap it up? Do young people not think about the fact that every person that you lay down with is a potential mother or father of your seed, of your children? Do y'all think about that? Or do y'all just, go willy-nilly? Now see, with the reversal of Roe v. Wade, that might change a little bit, But I'll get to that one. So let's get back to this. Now, sometimes it's all about presentation. If she was an imbibe and could not get, her other baby daddies because she didn't choose well. I mean, here's the thing. You do it once, okay. But once you have done, you do it, then you do it a second time, okay. But after, but you done this 4 times, girl. You not after the ring? What is wrong with y'all? Why do y'all not think about marriage before the baby carriage? Why is that? I mean, if you got one child or 2, if you got 2 kids, once she got to 2 kids, why was she not? And why was she allowing them to? Do you see where I'm going, y'all? And see, she thinks that this was making him look bad. This didn't make him look bad. This made her look crazy. And it clearly made it very clear that she didn't make very good choices in the men that she was laying down with, because it showed that the other 3 were raggedy as F. Because only one man came over there with some food for his child. Where were the other 3 men? you know? And I'm not just putting this on them because, see, if we all know that in most situations, and I've never gotten food stamps, but my son did. And I know other people who have gotten them, and I know that they give you enough, money in quote unquote food stamps for more than who it's need to cover. So one is to assume that she wasn't budgeting what she was buying with the food stamps, or she was probably buying a bunch of prepared food, McDonald's, Burger King, door dashing it in on her EBT. Because now they give it to you in your card. They don't have those books of food stamps, so everybody knows you have food stamps. But they know about the card now. So this young lady clearly doesn't know how to budget her money. She's in her 20s, so we're gonna assume that she didn't have all these kids in her 20s. So we're gonna assume she started this journey in high school. And we're gonna assume she's got 4 kids and she started this journey when she was in high school, that she's probably not working because she probably can't get a job that's going to pay her enough for the childcare for 4 effing kids. So she's on the county, but she's expecting one of those 4 gentlemen to take care of all her other kids, and they're not even together. Make this make sense to me. Make this make sense to me. Now, see, this is a whole different generation because, back in the day, like I said, people were in like real relationships, generally they were married. They weren't, having all these children out of wedlock, and certainly not with a whole bunch of different men. And one can only wonder where the F are the other fathers? And how did a 4th man come through and make her a baby mama a 4th time? I guess, probably the same way as whatever happened with, Strong Mom and Chrissy. I mean, we have to wonder, where were her other kids when she was, making baby number 4? Were they there? Were they there? Is there a problem? Autism life, y'all. So anyway, I'm just kind of wondering because, see, when I was out there dating after my divorce, it took a long time before I let anybody come around my son. And not just because he had autism, but because he was my kid. And I need to make sure that I'm good with you before you come around my child. So it took a while. But I only had one child, you know. And I certainly wasn't going to go out there and have another child if I wasn't married. But that's just me, you know. I became a single parent by accident because I got divorced. So I certainly wasn't going to do it a second time on purpose. But this woman did it 4 times by accident or on purpose. After the first time, it's not an accident, though. After the first time, it's not an accident. It's not an accident at all. Hey, TC. You know, so, you know, you have to wonder the entitlement of it all. Is that she actually just expected that he was just going to bring food over there for her other children that weren't his kid. Now, see, there's a way that you could get that. If she had been nice, maybe, and kind of, you know, said, you know, maybe come at him differently, you know, like, you know, I don't have my money yet and everything, and, you know, this is gonna make the other kids feel kind of funny because I can't feed them at all. Apparently, you know, maybe, you know, you can help me out with a little money for groceries, or maybe you could go get, you know, a little something for them. Something like that. Asking, not demanding, and just assuming. Because this man didn't have to do nothing but for his own child. And really, if you're getting money from, you know, the county and everything, clearly you've probably put them on child support. You're getting a check through the county from his paycheck, and then he's on top of that coming and giving money for his child because your raggedy behind didn't know how to manage your money, and he don't want his child starving. But you put that on a viral video now, and you think that it makes you look good. Girl, no, we out here dragging you, dragging him, dragging anybody who had, you know, not enough sense to not stick their, you know what, into you. I'm like, if I was a man, why would I would be furious at myself for allowing myself to have a child with a woman who doesn't even know how to manage her money that she's getting to take care of food for the children. It's not his responsibility to take care of your other children. It's your responsibility, and whoever it is that you laid with, girl. If you were in a relationship with him, i.e. y'all are married, you know, or, you know, living together, because that's, you know, what y'all seem to do, rather than get married, marriage, you know, then it would be different when you're in the same household. But this man clearly is not in the same household with you and your 4 children. But he's just trying to do right for his own child. But you are taking out on him because of the shortcomings of the other men you laid with. Mm-hmm. Your attitude is everything. Because yeah, there are men who will do for other children, for their baby's mama, because, you know, they care about her, even if they're not together, and they care enough about her to not want her other children to, you know. But how do we know he had it to give for your other children? How do we know that that's his only child. How do we not know that he's dropping something off for his child that he has with you, but he actually is in a relationship and has a child with somebody else that lives in the house with him? Or he has a child that's in his custody as well. How do we not know this? Why do we assume that this is his only child? Because, clearly you got multiple, so he probably has other responsibilities too. And maybe that's your problem. Because again, you didn't choose well. 4 times. And I'm not saying that he's a bad choice, because he's the only one over there trying to feed his child. So, but still. The better action is, bringing over some groceries to cook some food. But again, she might not know how to cook. Do they still have home ec in high school? Do they still have home ec? So these girls can learn how to cook in high school. Do they still have that? They had it back when I was in high school back in the 80s. I don't know. I'm just wondering if they still have that. I realized that cooking is a trade, for some, but it's a basic survival skill. How are y'all out here not knowing how to effing cook? How is the only thing you know how to do is put something in a microwave and push a button and push it on? Can't boil an egg. Can't fry no bacon. Don't know how to cook any chicken. Don't know how to make any hamburgers. Don't know how to make, steak, pork chops, fry some fish, bake some chicken. Don't know how to make some rice. Rice and pasta could last a long time. Kids love spaghetti. Kids love spaghetti. I'm just saying, there's just so many things that you could learn how to cook. This just don't make no daggone sense. And then you see some of these young ladies who have, a million kids, and they spend all their money on getting food for themselves and not necessarily food for the kids. They buy themselves crab legs, and, getting their nails done, and getting their hair, getting their weave done, and everything. I'll tell you one thing. I've never put getting my nails done before making sure my son had food, but that's right. I know how to cook. Yeah. You want to say something? Go ahead. Say hi.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Hello.
All right. He's going to be gone for the weekend. He's going to go spend some time with his dad. Told you he lost his grandmother recently on his dad's side, and he's gonna go spend some time with his dad. While his dad's off work for bereavement. So he's gonna be gone as of tomorrow. the Lord. Hallelujah. I will get a respite. I will have a respite, and that is something that as a caregiver, I so need, you know, and hopefully, now that I've kind of got his insurance stuff taken care of with this insurance, I can get, him back into working and get some of this anxiety gone. Y'all, he goes around with 5 masks. He'll put on like 3-4 masks. I'm like, do you think 5 masks are sufficient? Can you breathe? So, he's taking it to the extreme. So hopefully he'll be able to get back up. I need him to get back out there. I need him to become social. I need him to use his words. I need him to get to a point where he can get a job, even if it's just a part-time job, so that, or he's able to start his own business, because I want him to feel like a valuable member of society, that he can do something to contribute, because he wants to. This whole thing that's happened has really just kind of thrown him completely off his complete game. All the things that he had, improved in his life. Of course, he's having a good time tonight because he knows he's out of here tomorrow. He knows he's out of here tomorrow, y'all. And tomorrow is my Friday because I am off until next Wednesday. I go back to work next Wednesday. So this is a short week for me. I'm so glad because it's been so busy at work. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting going forward, because it's been very interesting to me, the Black men who have had things to say in regards to the reversal of Roe v. Wade. And shouts out to DS1 of Sheep State Sleep TV, the only man that I've actually heard that got out of here and said what I've been saying already. This is not our problem. This is not our fight. Roe v. Wade had nothing to do with us. Although you may think, that, we have an issue. We don't have any issues. There's no issues. We making plenty of babies. Because contrary to popular belief, the majority of us are not doing that. We're not terminating. We're not. And this being overturned wasn't about us. It was about those other women. Because their men are concerned because they're not having enough babies that look like them. Well, that's because, some of them are out there sitting on men that look like me, you know what. And then, of course, they're making babies that don't look like them. So, you know, you got all these biracials floating around. Yeah, you do. Because, you know, see, melanated women, we're not the ones who are making most of these biracial children. That would be you men. And I don't have a problem with biracial, by the way. Okay? But that's more simply to say that you are still making, I mean, biracial is they're still considered, you know, black. Even if they want to call themselves just biracial, the world still sees them as being black. So therefore, again, this isn't about us. But of course, now, I guess now the interesting thing will be, because their women, you know, the women that look like them, you know, are they, you know, are going to be forced to have babies? Well, does that mean that what their women will stop sleeping over here and having children over here? I don't know. You know, because you know, we don't have that problem. You know, our numbers aren't decreasing, but theirs are. Hence, the overturn of Roe v. Wade. The overturn of it. Not our fight. I know some Black women may disagree with me, but I promise you it's not our fight. You know, because see, they want nothing more than, you know, if we used that, if we were the ones doing it, if we were the ones who were doing all of that, then it would have never gotten overturned. But see, for the past 50 years, their numbers have gone down. And according to current calculations, you know, 2030 or 2050, depending on whose numbers you're believing, they will be the minority. But that's just in, you know, in this country. But really, in the world, in the entire world, they are the minority. Because Black people are everywhere. We are everywhere. Everywhere. Well, maybe we're not in Antarctica. Yeah. Maybe we're not in Antarctica. Okay, I'll give it that. We're not in Antarctica. But we're everywhere else. We're in China. So we're in Asia. We're in India. We're in every country. There is no country that is quote unquote people who don't look like us. There's at least one person in that country that looks like us. Every single country in every single continent except for Antarctica. I don't know. What's the population on Antarctica? How many people are actually at the South Pole? That part. Okay. But we're everywhere else. We're everywhere. So, you know, not our fight. Not our fight here or, you know, anywhere. You know, what we need to be worried about is, you know, our numbers, you know, our people going out because, you know, either we're terminating ourselves or others are terminating us because They want our numbers to decrease. You know, see, when Roe v. Wade came, and when they started Planned Parenthood and all of that stuff, that was all to get us to stop reproducing. And it backfired because we're still reproducing. You know, and for the most part, Black women are very fertile. Yes, you do have some women who have some infertility issues and everything. We do. But for the most part, we're fertile. We by far do not have as many infertility issues as the Caucasian persuasion does. Yeah, we don't. So, yeah, that works. So, we'll see if this helps. But granted, remember, if your numbers if you force your numbers to increase, you do realize that everybody else's numbers are going to increase too. So you're still going to be behind that 8 ball. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's still going to be an 8 ball there because Black numbers are going to increase. Brown numbers are going to continue to increase. Asian numbers are going to continue to increase as well. And Native American, indigenous people, numbers are, Now those are the ones who need to be, afraid about their numbers dwindling, or those who are indigenous. Those are the ones who need to be concerned about their numbers, not y'all. But just keep that in mind. I don't think that they were thinking about that. What did they think? I guess, and I was correct. They are making it more difficult to get a plan B. They're going to make that more. They're going to make it more difficult. So here's what I said. I think that overall, people need to slow it down in the first place and maybe think about it more and get to know somebody more before you have relations, and maybe think about the fact that every time you lay down with someone, it's the potential that you might make a baby if you're not using protection. And also keep in mind that no contraceptive is 100%. Yeah. So none of them are, including the implants and the IUD. None of that stuff is 100%. Nothing is, except not having relations. That's the only thing that's 100%. So maybe this will make people be slower to be intimate, because every time you're intimate, you are giving a piece of yourself to that person, and you are taking a piece of them, and also you're giving them part of everybody who you've been with before, and they're giving you a part of everybody who they've been with before. The essence. So maybe people will be, I don't know, more particular with their essence if they can't, erase the consequences, of a decision. But, not to get real heavy on you guys, we do have to still come back to the distinction that no matter how you cut it, the termination is still ending a life. It is. And I know people want to, go about, when is a life considered a life? Well, would you like somebody to have decided that you weren't, a human being before you were born? How many of us might not be here if if the choices were there when we were? I'm just saying. It's not in my opinion, it's a moral decision. I do not think one second, y'all. I'm gonna have to say something to him, and I need to go off on mute for this one. Okay, I'm back. I had to literally move myself off the camera because y'all weren't I didn't want y'all to even try to read my lips as to what I had to say to my son. Yeah. Is there an issue? Do I need to come over there and have a conversation with you? Do I need to excuse myself? One second, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm going to go off camera as well. All right, y'all, I'm back. But I guess it's because, I'm like around my hour and, he's in his feelings now. So I guess I'll have to continue this conversation. In my next live, because I need to get off of here. I need to get off here, y'all. you know, this is part of autism life that I'm dealing with right now. He's about to have a meltdown, and it's an adult meltdown. Yeah. So, I'll see you guys on Friday. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out of here, you guys. Be safe in these YouTube streets. Peace.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out. Peace.